at some point, either starting at noon or in the early afternoon, I started work on this styrofoam drawing. With thoughts that maybe I would potentially use that styrofoam drawing as a prop character. For a scene either a scene at the end of the 99th Dan Hammond episode or at a scene at the start of the 100th Dan Hammond episode. Thinking maybe this character would be the witness that saw the trio. These are some chicken cutlets with green beans, and I partially ate this salad while waiting for the chicken cutlets to be done, since I was given the salad first. Has some mushrooms, but some new mushrooms, but the taste and texture is pretty much the same as the old ones. So far, I've been trying to beat every sub-mode from the difficulties on the new Bloons Tower Defense 6 map, Quiet Street, that was released with update number 29. As of now, I have no idea if the meta itself changed. Somewhere between noon and 3 p.m., I used a coin instance to raise the coins I needed to activate the latest research expansion, and I used it to good effect in order to expand the Wood Elf settlement by expanding the marble grafting sites. To increase my production of refined marble and thus increase my production of wood ghosts. I'm currently here in terms of the task sets. It's always a bit onerous to get this particular task on a task set, since there's nothing you can really do in regards to that in terms of increasing your production of the standard goods. Anyway, the current daily exclusive is nothing special, but maybe I can still partake. I just hope I don't get it before I can re-roll it into something I can use. Technically, I can use it, but I prefer buildings, since I have some buildings that are rather outdated. Oops, I forgot about the reroll there. I don't believe I have that one yet. So there's that. That one looks like the daily exclusive. I'm kind of hoping to use this to get some extra gifts, but doesn't seem like that's going to be happening for the foreseeable future. I got the Avonlade Brewery. And I got the daily exclusive. So that's nice. I'm not quite sure what the optimal strategy is. This episodic event doesn't even seem to have... I used a whole bunch of 3 ancient knowledge packs in order to get the knowledge points, finish up the knowledge points needed to upgrade this. While I was completing an earlier task set. It's going to take quite a while to get the goods I'm ultimately going to need. I spent some time working on the 99th Dan Hemming episode. It was some pretty idle work while also listening to various YouTube videos. And doing bits of work on this. And what stumped me is that there doesn't seem to be any particularly fresh brown Sharpie markers, at least for the foreseeable future, so I've been doing work bit by bit in an effort to keep any brown Sharpie markers I have from drying out any more than they may already have. I like to exclusively craft time boosters at the Magic Academy. That way, I can use them to complete task sets quicker. Such as when I use time boosters in order to complete 2 upgrades I did to this elixir manufactory, in order to complete I believe the very previous task set, which required me to upgrade 2 buildings to level 5 or higher. Technically, this is 1 building, but I upgraded it twice. I was initially thinking of also having this one be my 2nd building, but then I figured by, upgrading this building a 2nd time, I would use up fewer time boosters. I believe I had the first salad around noon. And then the second bigger salad, I think, was maybe sometime around either 4 or 5 p.m. If I recall correctly, it was around 4:30 p.m. to be exact. There were a couple pretty big tomatoes in that second salad, as well as in this side salad too. Biting into those biggish tomatoes resulted in spillage and squirtage of tomato juice. Which made one corner of my mouth sting when I ate that 4:30 p.m. salad. Because tomato juice is pretty acidic. And that corner is currently a bit irritated. At least compared to the rest of the opening to my mouth. I'm not entirely sure why that is. When Dad got home from work today, that's when he brought home some Burger King. I think maybe that was around 6 p.m. or so. It's currently 9:36 p.m. I got water both from the bathroom sink and the kitchen sink, poured it into this glass, and I had this kombucha at the time I had the Burger King. And at the same time Dad got the Burger King, he brought home this styrofoam that family on his side found. I'm definitely going to make something great out of these pieces of styrofoam. My work on the 99th Dan Hammond episode consisted of either changing things characters say, such as one instance in one case, I changed what Caesar's dad said from "I can't take this anymore" from "when the car swerves" first to "my head hurts," and then finally to what it is now. We just went through this, acknowledging that something similar happened in the previous episode, the 98th episode, and the 98th episode takes place timeline-wise right before the 99th episode. The time between the end of the 98th episode and the start of the 99th episode is probably just a handful of minutes, so to speak. I changed up "I can't take this anymore" to make Caesar's dad seem stronger mentally. And the car swerving a second time is kind of just a scary thing, but it's not enough to break a typical person. Plus, then worse things happen to Michael, Caesar's dad. It wouldn't really be explainable if the car swerving seems to break him, but not what happens after the car swerves. And the whole interactions with the trio and whatnot. There was also a case in which I went to a part in order to get the sound effect, the run on concrete sound effect I used for a part after it, and ended up making some substantial changes, or some minor changes, now that I think about it. More substantial than I intended when I intended to make no changes initially. I moved Kyle, the Uber driver's line, Michael, wait, that line back a bit, so that the weight isn't as the windows being broken as much. And then around that same area, I added in the running on concrete sound effect to show Michael runs up, in preparation for the window kick to set off the store alarms, and it helped for Kyle, the Uber driver. There was more chicken and more green beans. What's currently got me stumped on the 99th episode is Dad squeezed some lemon juice onto this chicken. Right after cutting it up. What has me stumped is that now that I know that it's the snipping tool that causes the discolorization, not Lunapic, I've been trying to figure out a way to excuse me, get the partial screenshots that I use the snipping tool for, so I can get source material to make custom props, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Without getting the discolorization that I get from the snipping tool, as well as Snip and Sketch. Windows' newer version of the snipping tool. Both of these Windows applications will result in some degree of either color discolorization or quality loss, even though these screenshots are saved as PNG files and thus should be lossless. Excuse me. Yeah, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I've tried looking online, but I haven't really gotten any new third-party applications I could use that really promise lossless screenshots. I Pinkwe was mentioned to me, although based off what I see, it seems like it's just intended to capture an entire web page online without any watermarks. It doesn't seem to have the versatility of the snipping tool. So I'm not really sure if it's for me. And I was mentioned of Pinkwe through an 8-minute read Senpul's article on a guide on how to take high quality screenshots. That may be something I'm already doing, but the thing is, these screenshots seem to result in some kind of discolorization based off what I've observed, and I'm trying to fix that for future Dan Hamming episodes, since it's a hassle to try and correct these discolorizations. And Lunapic. Yeah, right now it's just a combination of color and light level / contrast adjustments, and well, I've gotten close enough that viewers could potentially overlook the changes in color for the custom props. It's not exact, so there could be some room for improvement on that front. So these are some homemade cookies. I believe they're ginger snaps that Dad got from his parents' place when he briefly visited them after work today. Oh, they're pretty good. And have quite a bit of crunch to them.